Hi, my name is Bishop Gregory Lightner, and this is my guest host,
Sister Catherine Trotter, and I'm standing in for our First Lady, Pastor Karen Lightner.
And
we're hosting
Is Love Enough? And we're joined this evening with the Ricks family.
And I would like to thank WYTV7 Community Broadcasting Network for hosting Is Love Enough? WYTV7 is a nonprofit organization that educates, empowers, encourages others. WYTV7 appreciates all donations.
And as I said, we're joined this evening with the Ricks family, and we're going to ask you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'll go first. Hi, my name is Christine Ricks, and I'm with my family.
My name is Raymond Ricks. How's everybody?
And my name is Raymond Ricks as well, and I'm their oldest son.
All right, it's great to have you guys on the show today. So we're going to ask you the big question: is love enough?
Oh yeah.
I know, right? It makes you is love enough?
Depends on the day. Yeah, it is. It is. You know, it's enough, and it can be more, but you always need something else in addition to that. My opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Is love enough for you, Mr. Man?
Me?
Yes, love is enough for him because he's a sport one. He's old, but he's my baby. But yeah.
Christine, is love enough?
Yes, love is enough if you apply it the right way.
Okay, I understand. So I know the show is based around parents with children. Tell us a little bit about Reagan. She's missing today, so tell us a little about Reagan.
Reagan is our ball of fire.
Okay.
Reagan is 19 years old.
Okay.
Reagan has had a very full life of good, bad, but what we do every day is count our blessings with Reagan.
Okay.
It's been full of a lot of unexplained things that medically there's no answer, but physically we know that she's okay.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah. From day one, she's always been what we call our miracle. Reagan was born, she was full term, but when Reagan was about 2 years old, she developed seizures. Weren't sure what was going on. We took her to the hospital and found out that she had her cerebral fluid from her brain was leaking. She had a bleed that they weren't sure why it happened, but it did. She was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, where she had to have a surgery when she was a month old.
Okay.
And that surgery, where she was placed, she had a shunt placed in her. During that time, as she was growing, she continued to have seizures, and we were trying to get the medication where where it could be stopped. Went through a couple years of actually that where we finally got the medication where we needed it to be, but also doing all of that, we found out Reagan did have some developmental delays. Probably about a year after that, we started figuring that out. But after that one, I guess after that first initial part where she went through that, we got medication on point. Reagan was doing well, prospering well, happy, loved to sing, dance, church. She's coined as First Lady to this day, which is
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
her Aunt Sissy did that, and still calls her First Lady, which is.
Yeah, yeah,
But Reagan has always had a special spark, I guess,
yes, yes.
which was typical. Kept us going. Always kept us going, but in a good way. Kept us
Right.
going.
Yes, and I just want to jump in here today and tell everyone our topic today is about families with children, special needs, and how you overcome and made it work. So just so everyone knows that, and we're talking about Reagan, who of course is our subject and missing, but she is, like Christine says, just that wonderful, outgoing spark of the family, Reagan, First Lady, as she's also known.
Let me ask a question. How did you guys overcome all of the pressures that this had to put on family, relationship, husband and wife, big brother to little sister? Because I know this had to change the family dynamics with everything that was going on. How did you guys overcome it? And how did you guys cope as a family?
I'll answer this one. It took a full team effort from every one of us. Every person had to do their own part, from either being up with Reagan to making sure she's good physically. Just everybody had to chip in more and more.
But it's a collective effort. I mean, we all have a goal, and we're family. That's what families do. That's what I was taught to do. No matter whether it was my child or somebody's child that was in my family or somebody I knew. That's just an innate ability that we have. And like we say, the topic is love enough? Love did it. That was our center point. Why do we do things that we do? It's because that we have a genuine love for people, inside or outside of our home. But yeah, love, I think, like I said, is our catalyst to how we make things work. You have to love someone to be able to sometimes do things that you don't want to do, or you feel discouraged doing, or you feel as if, oh wow, it could have been another way, and we go through that, but we actually have to say we love Reagan enough to sacrifice for her if we need to, and we do, but it's okay. She's my baby. She's always going to be my little girl, and I mean, and that's what families do. I mean, that's what parents feel. I mean, Darius is 23 years old, but he's always going to be loved and appreciated and taken care of. But we also have to make sure that we take care of ourselves also. Yeah. And that was really hard, especially for my mom. I didn't want to leave Reagan's side for anything. And I guess I should actually go back to Reagan's health a little bit, because we went through a point where when she was born, she was having problems. We got it under control, and then when she turned 12 years old, our lives changed more than we ever thought it would. Reagan went from being happy, walking around, running, eating, dancing, singing in the church choir, leading the church choir.
Yes, I remember that. Right.
Yeah,
so
things like that.
Right. So you talk about those challenges, how life for all of you guys changed in an instance. How did you communicate that? How did you I guess my thing would be, how did you overcome those challenges? Because I'm sure even today, there's times, like you say, you want to be there, but I have to work, or, I got to go do other things. So how do you overcome those challenges when you're faced with those things like that?
Let me say this. Since the beginning, it's always been a collective effort between all three. We work together. No one, not Chris or Scooter or Darius, has a burden more so than the next one. So we all work together, and our main goal is Reagan. And I think that's our common goal, and that's how we get through what we've been going through with her. But by no means does it ever change. If you find out your child has some underlying conditions, by no means does it change the love that you have for that child. Because it's not like you went to the store and bought a loaf of bread that's stale and you just go and change it. That's your child, no matter what. You're going to take care of them and make sure that if they're sick, if they're well, you're going to still remain your number one focus. And that's our common goal daily.
That is so good.
Right. You guys have
any hesitations, anything, that's our common goal, and if somebody wants to do something, be it Chris, be it Scooter, no one hesitates to say, you know what, go ahead, I'm good, I'm home. Y'all go do what y'all want to do. So
you guys have such a strong family dynamic, and it's really going to, I believe, help some families that are going through the same thing or issues similar in understanding how a family can come together, work together for one purpose. And I know for me, I love my sons. I say this all the time. My three sons are my boys, but my baby girls are my baby girls.
absolutely.
Is very different for a father when you hold your baby girl in your arms from holding your son in your arms. It's that connection. So I really believe, Ray, you're helping some fathers today as well.
Yeah, that's good. I believe that also. Yes.
It's tough at times, but at the same time, you know that, hey, you know what? This is just something I got to do. If she was sick or wasn't sick, I would still be there. It doesn't matter. That's still your child, the love of your life.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You don't walk around with a sign saying, this is my child, she's autistic or she has some illnesses, but I love her instead. You don't walk around with items like that to determine what your child may have or anything. You just love them. You just love them for who they are. Plain and simple.
That is so good. I so agree with you. I think about my girls, and like Christine said, they never stop being your babies. Mine are going in their 30s, and I often refer to them as baby girls, and they be like, well, Mom, we grown women. I'm like, but you don't understand. Until you have your own, you always see your children as, I got to protect them. I got to cover them. I got to pray over them. I want the best for them. God protections, God's love. Whatever the case may be, the people that they're going to come in contact, the relationships that they're going to have, we want the best for them. So yes, I'm with Bishop. This is going to help so many people, and just the openness and being so honest.
Can I ask? Now I'm gonna call them Schooler. Y'all have to.
Go ahead.
Can I ask him a question though? Because he's such an exceptional young man that stood up and said, okay, this is my sister. This is a part of my family. I'm going to do what's right. Scooter, can you tell us about that, making the decision to do what you do for your family and for your sister?
Well, Reagan's always been my best friend since we were younger. And nothing was going to change that, no matter what happened with her before she got sick, after she got sick. I was 16 when our lives completely changed, and it made me step up. It made me mature as the person that I am today. I'm 16, still trying to understand who I am as a person, but I know I have to step up for these two. When they're not able to, I have to hold my weight. And that's like kind of how I see it today. Like, personally, I can't be selfish for myself because I know I have to help Reagan at the end of the day. That's how pretty much I always saw it.
Oh wow, what a blessing, Chris. Ray, what a blessing.
Yeah,
couldn't ask for any more.
That's my nephew.
Couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah.
And that's also a product of how you guys raised him as well.
Yes.
That speaks to parenting. That speaks to how you guys parent together and the values that you instilled in your family. We're going to have this conversation going so great. At this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Always been my mission to help people with their health. Organs are some of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet, and yet we're not getting them in our diet. My name is James Berry. I have been a chef for over 16 years. I came up with this new product. It's called Pluck. It's an organ-based all-purpose seasoning. In Pluck, you don't need to know how to cook. Just simply either make a food how you would and finish it with Pluck. You can add it to the recipe while you're making it. You can finish it with Pluck. You can simply just season your meal with Pluck. By being a shelf-stable spice, can be added to any food. Popcorn, rice, salad, chicken, fish, eggs, you name it, and you can use it with Pluck. The organ-based all-purpose seasoning that's versatile and goes with any food. Nutrition in a pinch.
Welcome back to Is Love Enough? And we're here talking with the Ricks family and my special guest host today, Evangelist Kathleen Trotter. We're going to jump right back into our conversation. Chris and Ray, I want to ask you guys about finding resources to help families out as well. I know you guys have gone through finding resources, and can you just talk a little bit about that and the pressures of how to find the resources?
Well, one thing I've learned about resources is no one's going to tell you anything.
Yeah, if you don't ask anyone, a stranger, being at a doctor's appointment, you learn so much just by talking to other family members, different families. I mean, just ask the questions, starting there, and then that door's open.
Yeah, I've actually, a lot of things that I've learned over the years when it comes to getting resources for Reagan was just sitting in her physical therapy office or doctor's office, listen to other parents talk.
Wow, that's good.
And it's weird, but unfortunate that majority of these parents that were talking were parents of a different color. They know where the resources are.
Right.
And that's unfortunate. So whenever I find something new, I tell everybody. So, I am part of social media. So there's a couple of groups on Facebook that I'm a part of that help me with some resources or have questions about things. And I am a genuine question asker. When it comes to Reagan, I will move mountains to get things done. And it's great though, because I've done things, and Reagan is at a point where we say for example, today we went to our physical therapy office today, and they always ask you these questions about what kind of equipment you have in the home for your daughter, and we started rounding off things that we had, and they were like, wow. Could not believe that we had so many things. And even when we look for resources like with her medical medication, and with trying to get things for environmental modifications for the house and things like that, I also had to go and look at charities, grants. I mean, I've written grants before and gotten Reagan things that other people can't get. But it's all about listening to other people, one, and asking a whole bunch of questions.
That's good. That's good. Because I think sometimes we're like afraid to share, and the Bible tells us we overcome by our testimonies and overcome by sharing. We have not because we ask not, or we keep our mouth closed because woe is me. But like you said, you got to step up and ask those sometimes hard questions to get the answers that you need. Yeah. So awesome.
And don't be afraid to ask someone something. Don't think that you are so high and mighty that you don't need any help from anybody. That's where a lot of people fail. If you need help, there's people there that are there to help you. We've done a bathroom remodel so we can roll Reagan into the shower, and we end up paying less than $100 out of our pocket for the resources that were available. Right. But you have to ask, or you will not get any results or any help unless you open your mouth and say, I need help, we need help. Because the bottom line, it's not for you, it's for your little child or that's growing into an adult to help you and her down the line.
Yeah.
That's what you need to look at.
And don't take notes as the be all. As you know, I am not a. I don't like the word no. No, doesn't work for me. You know, if you got a no, I need to know a why.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't work for me, then why can't I talk to someone else? Because I know you're not the only one that can tell me yes. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those. Ray is really good at that. Being a salesman, and that was his career, being a salesman. So he knows how to maneuver some questions and get things from people that would usually say no. So, sometimes when I've had it my last minute with it, I said, Ray, you take care of it. And he has this most demeanor. It's so calming and because I'm ready to blow my top, but he's so calm and cool with the people. And they were like, whoo, you know what? I'm so glad that you got the phone. Now I can talk and I can give you stuff now because this lady's lost her mind.
That's good that you said it, because I know sometimes, we're so passionate or whatever the case may be. I know you're my sister, and sometimes, like you said, we're not getting what we need. So we need that calming spirit to step in and say, okay, babe, yeah, you go cool off. I'm gonna handle this one.
And sometimes it's you can be calm, and if you need to raise it a little bit, that's always an option. But if you just stick to what you need to get done, it'll work out.
Again, I really believe you guys are going to help so many families today, because I talk to, being a teacher myself, I talk to a lot of parents about being persistent, not giving up. I even tell my students this all the time. You only need one yes. You get 1,000 no's, but you only need that one yes. But you have to be persistent and pursue that one yes. Let me ask you guys a question, because it's obvious that you guys are a great couple, that you guys have great work between you two. How do you keep that going?
It's work.
It is.
It's work every day. There's no easy way. There's no shortcuts. You just, from the morning till time to go to bed, you just have to. It's work.
And it's a genuine love and respect. You have to respect your partner. You always talk about you love them, you don't want to leave, but you also have to respect that person, and also look at their lives. Put yourself in their situation. Sometimes I know Ray is tired, and he knows sometimes when I'm tired, and we can feel it. Even with Darius, say for a point that Reagan doesn't sleep well at night. So we had this thing where we're like tag teamers. When I get home from work, I do my part, and I'm like, look, I'm ready to go to sleep. Darius says, I got the rest of the night, and then Ray in the middle of the night, he doesn't sleep either, so he's checking on her. So it's almost like we're a revolving door in Reagan's room at night, but it's like we're tag teamers. We make sure that her needs are being met, but also that we are taking care of ourselves. It's so weird. Yesterday, a student asked me, we were talking about the complexities of school and everything else, and he said, Miss Ricks, someone told me that you can't pour into an empty cup. It's like, yeah, you know what? I can't. If I'm empty, I can't help Reagan. I can't help Ray. I can't help Darius. So I have to make sure that, for us, it's all about respecting each other's when we're tired, and loving each other enough to say, you know what, I got it. This is my part. I'm going to do my part. And I think that works for us. It definitely works for us. Reagan's at a doctor's appointment today, and she needed her medication taken care of. Me and Ray were with Reagan. Darius when he got her medicine. That's what we do. It's a collective thing. So yeah, with us, me and Ray, and not being afraid to talk to each other. You have to be able to communicate. Sometimes I get mad, sometimes he gets mad, and we understand that we're a team, and we have to be able to communicate when we do feel frustrated.
And there's always boundaries in a couple. You know when they're not on today, when don't bother her, just leave her alone. And that goes the other way. She knows when I don't want to be bothered. But even when neither one of us are clicking, we still have one common goal, and that's taking care of the household. That's it. I know when she's having her Oprah moment, and I know to stay away from her.
Don't put my sister out there like that.
But that is so good, Ray. I know
Yes.
if men are listening, that statement helps
Absolutely.
a lot of them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You go in the other room, cut the TV on, and you just sit there, just watch your show and have fun. If you fall asleep down there, hey, you fell asleep down there. That's it.
Open the door every now and then, look out, say, yeah, let me go back in.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's exactly it.
Oh, wow. This is so good. I'm like Bishop. I believe this is really helping people, not only from men, women, even Darius speaking up and helping siblings, because it, like you said, it affects everyone. It really does. Ray, as a husband, a father, and the son of a mother with declining health, I'm talking to Scooter, no? Okay. How were you in this? Wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, and we're not going to go there. I'm sorry. What role would you say that your faith played in all of this today for your family? What role would you say that your faith played in helping you guys cope with everything?
That's one of our number ones. I mean, you have to be able to know, one, that everything's going to be okay, and there's a reason for everything. I can definitely say that, but I understand that having faith and knowing that everything's going to be okay, that carries us through day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. We have to have our faith strong, and we're going to have those challenges where we're like, you know what, well, maybe, no, you know what, it's going to be okay. God has our back, and we know that. We look at things and we're like, you know what, it's not going to work. Well, no, that's it. It was, you have that, and your family helps you out a lot with that. They make you feel as if we got you just if no matter what. But I pray every morning, every night, pray over her, just to say, you know what, Reagan, it's going to be okay. And I think that's where our faith lies, is our background.
If I can tell you a personal story, I have been with my job for almost 26 years, and they had created a position for me. Everything was going good. I was at the top of my career. But just like that, Reagan got sick. My mother got sick, and she had to go on dialysis, and somebody needed to be there and take her. Now, she was going to dialysis 6:30 3 times a week. My other two brothers were working. They're shipyard workers. And I was just starting this new part of my job. And I always ask myself, how did I get in this position to be available for Reagan and my mother? And I thought about it. I said, you know what? God didn't want me to have that position. He wanted me to be there for Reagan and my mother. And to this day, I'm so glad that I went the direction he wanted me to go, not the direction that I chose to go. So not one day do I sit back and say, I wish I would have continued working or wasn't there for my mother and everything. I'm so glad,
That's good.
That is awesome. This conversation has gone so great. It has been a pleasure talking with you guys today. We have to wrap up. If you guys would just give the last bit of wisdom to a family that's going through this, that may be struggling with staying husband and wife, Scooter may be struggling with stepping up. That's a quick 30 seconds. Let's give us a last minute wrap up. What would you say to them?
Take one day at a time.
Stick together, hang in there.
Don't afford to be selfish.
And love each other.
Communicate. Closed mouths don't get fed.
That's good.
And no matter what, that's your child.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
That is good.
We want to thank you guys for joining us today on Is Love Enough?
We would like to also want to say thank you to WYTV7 Community Broadcast Networking Hosting Is Love Enough. If you would like to be a guest, you can email us at gtlmisloveenough@gmail.com or give us a call at 912-509-0178. You can also give a donation at WYTV7.org. Click on the donate now and give.
Thank you again. You've been watching Is Love Enough?